Hi Stampers, this is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations, and I'm here with today's live, and we're going to be making a card. I'm going live on Facebook and in my on Facebook in my group and on YouTube. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I go live every Monday at 2:30 to show you how to make a card. And my goal is to show you something that packs a little bit of a wow, but still make it easy for you, because my whole goal is that we do this stress-free. Today we are making this card right here. It is a triple fold with diamonds on it, and it is really easy, and I get to show you how to do that today. If you're here with me live, you want to make sure that you are entering the prize patrol by typing in hashtag prize patrol. That enters you in the drawing, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you next week's project as well as do the drawing and pick a winner. So go ahead and type that in the comments for me now. There we go. Somebody's showing up. Thank you. It is a really fun card. I think you're going to like it. Happy Monday, Carrie. Here's our card. And to make this card, I'm using is it Sweet Talk? Yes, the whole thing is called Sweet Talk, and this is a sweet. What that means is that Stampin' Up! Has taken and bundled some things together. While all of our stuff is coordinating, if you were to get something in a real red today and a real red 6 months from now, it's always going to be the same. Also, if you were to get real red ribbon, cardstock, ink, whatever, they're all going to match. And those colors are also going to be in our designer series papers. But to make it even easier, they've created what they call suites. And that means that for this one price and this one number over here, you can get the bundle, which is discounted 10%, the embossing folder, the little boxes, some embellishments, some ribbon, and the designer series paper. So rather than having to order them individually, you order them with the one number and you get the whole ball of wax. We are using the bundle, and we are using the designer series paper in today's project. I want to point out that our dies are fabulous, and they actually cut out pieces on the designer series paper. In order to get the hearts I'm using on my card, I could have stamped them, but I just placed let's see, this is the shape, the dies right over the designer series paper, and they cut out already done. So, I mean, like, how wonderful is that, right? So I've already got those die cut. And then I have our stamp set, because we are going to stamp our sentiment in the middle. I have our card base, and this is 5.5 by 11. Let me get the banner out of the way. Okay, so 5.5 by 11. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to score this. Now, if you're joining me online, which obviously you are, in the description, both on YouTube and on Facebook, I put all the dimensions of the papers that I'm using in case you wanted to craft along with me. So the one piece here is going to be 4 inches by 5.25. They're all going to be 5.25 tall, but they're going to be different widths. This one is a basic white at 2 3/8, a designer series paper 2 3/8, and then I have 2 of them at 1 1/4, one for the front, one for the inside. Then I have these little triangles here, or diamonds. They're squares. We're going to turn them on point, but they're squares. These are 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. Then I've got 1 3/8 and a basic white to go on top of it. So I have 3 each of those. And then I brought in some pearls. I have our pastel pearls in here because our colors are pastels. And I'm going to bring in some real red ink. Now I want to start off with our scoring. And I love our scoreboard. I use it a lot, especially when I'm making boxes and I really need things to be square. Hint, hint, we'll use it next week. And it makes them exact. It comes with a stylus. I can't find it at the moment. But did you know you can also use your bone folder to score? I'm going to take this, and we're scoring this at 1.5, 4 1/8, and 6 3/4. And then I'm going to use the bone folder to burnish the folds. At first, I didn't think we really needed a bone folder. I went, that's kind of silly. What are they doing with that? But you would be surprised how well this makes things lay flat. If I did not have the bone folder burnishing these things, it would not lay flat at all. But we're fairly close. And that's because of the bone folder. Then I'm going to go ahead and stick the designer series paper on first because I really kind of dislike having so many pieces. It makes everybody really, panicked that there's so much out here, but it's not really that hard. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick down the designer series papers first because there's really nothing we're doing to those. And then I'll save our whites because that's where we're going to do our stamping. And I'm using our seal adhesive. And I'm only putting about 1 inch worth in the corner. You don't need a whole lot of this. So you just want a little bit in each corner because it does stick really well. And I do not have trouble with it rolling up on itself because I give it a little bit of flick at the end. Some people do this way, some people do a check mark. But just something that you want it to break off at the tip up here. And then you want to make sure that back here is really clean because once it gums up once, it will build up adhesive right in here. And that will easily grab the new adhesive coming out. And you don't want it to do that. So keep this part clean and break it off at the tip. You should be fine. Stick this one here. Oh, no, I'm not. Actually, that's going to be the white, huh? Good thing I didn't press down yet. That goes there. They're the same size, so it was easy to get confused, but it goes there because that way when we close the card, we're not seeing our message. So the white has to go on that panel. And I don't know if there's really a right side up, upside down with these candy papers because there's some going in all directions. So it doesn't matter what way I try to put it. There's always going to be something upside down. I mean, same with these. So I don't think there's a right side up, but that is totally up to you. If your designer series paper does have a right side up, that's definitely something you want to watch. Because like my hearts here may have looked a little silly if they were upside down, but it is easy. I don't just make it look easy. It is easy. We're just going to take it slowly, step by step, and we're just going to methodically think it out. It's easy. Okay, so we're going to do our stamping, like I said, on here. I'm going to use real red. Oh, and I was going to show you this. You see how I have Happy Valentine's Day and it's stacked? In here, it's not stacked. I'm going to set this down on my grid paper so that I know where it's straight. And then I'm going to set my block down by lining my block up with another piece of the grid paper. Hopefully now I'm straight. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to ink up only half. So I'm just selectively putting ink on just the word happy. Oh, I fudged a little. So I'm going to flip that over. This is why we always stamp before we adhere, just in case there's those little boo-boos. And I'm going over there and I'm just kind of cleaning off to make sure there's no leftover ink. Okay, no ink on there. Then I'm going to ink up just Valentine's Day. And then I'm going to center it underneath the word happy. And there we go. Now we have a stacked happy birthday, or happy Valentine's Day out of a straight stamp. I apologize for the dogs. Must be a mailman or something out there driving them bonkers. I gave them a cookie before we started in hopes that would keep them quiet, but apparently it did not work, and it's probably not smart of me to yell at them while you're on the mic with me. So I apologize. Okay, so there is that. Now we can adhere this inside because now we're stamped and we know everything's nice and clean. I didn't stick my fingers on it somewhere. So now we can put it in our card. And now we're just down to the diamonds. Now, one trick I'm going to tell you with the diamonds is stick the red part down first. We're going to want to put this here and we're going to glue it down only on half. When we flip this over, I'm going to put adhesive on half of it and then I'm going to stick it down. If I had already adhered the white and already put my words on it, and then I put adhesive on the wrong side of my diamond, this could go on upside down. But I don't want that. So if I adhere the heart last, then I know that I'm placing it on there right side up. Just a little tip. Thank you, Elisa. This is Gel Moments polish. This is something I also sell on the side because I absolutely love it. And I have never worn a dark blue before. So it's throwing me out there and making me a little more bold. I don't know. It's different for sure. It's really pretty because it's sparkly and it was called Shadow Surfer. So it's got this fun name to it. But back to our card. Okay, this is adhesive in a liquid form. And I do this because I want what I call wiggle room. I want time to make sure that I am centered in here. See how I can kind of move it around and make sure that I'm right where I want it? Oh, goodness. So there's no adhesive back here. And I've got my points lined up right on the edge of my designer series paper. Then I'm going to take the other ones and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to place them on the edge of that. And I'm going to watch to see that I am centered. Now, it may have been prudent for me to put the center one on last because then I could have placed this one and this one top and bottom. Those are easy to find, right? And then this one would be really easy to center between the two after that. But it's up to you. I've made several of these, and so I guess I got a little overconfident figuring I knew the placement. And I am off by a titch, but I don't think anybody besides me is going to notice that. We're always so very critical of the fact that we've made a little boo-boo, but that's part of it being handmade. You know, I've said before, the Amish do that on purpose. I mean, they're known for their quilting, but they will put a boo-boo in it on purpose because their theory is that nobody besides God is perfect. And I kind of like that. So don't throw everything in the trash because you made a little boo-boo. If, maybe I'd gotten some ink down here or something, that's maybe just another place to put a heart, or there's something to stamp over it, or maybe an embellishment will go there. It's okay. It really is. And like I said, there's a lot of times I will look at something and go, ugh, that's just not perfect. And I'm the only one to know. The reason I do stamping is because I'm full of stress. I'm just one walking stress ball. And this is how I de-stress. And so I try to take everything and make it stress-free because this is my fun time. This is what I enjoy doing. And this is how I relax. And if this started becoming stressful, I wouldn't want to do it anymore. So we're making it easy. Okay, so now I've got those three. And I think I'm going to put the purple in the middle because it's a cool color and these two are warm. And so that'll split it up a little bit. Now, if I had gotten this far in the card and then this was really off, and it's not centered really super well, but if it was super bad and not, it was buried underneath or something, there is a product called Undo, which will remove the adhesive and allow you to lift it up, dry it off, and then stick it back down. So again, that's something I keep in my little arsenal down here so that if it did go off further than I'm comfortable with, there is an easy fix. And you can find that on Amazon and craft stores. It's just called Undo. It's fabulous stuff. It's this right here. And it'll make the paper really wet, but I just dry it with my heat tool because it's kind of an alcoholic consistency. So the alcohol evaporates on its own, but I can speed it up with the heat tool. Yeah, Elisa, if you don't have some of this stuff, you need to look it up. It is fabulous. I learned about it when I was doing scrapbooking, and I was so impressed that I could put this all over a photograph, and it did not ruin the emulsion, which I thought was shocking. My pictures were still perfectly good afterwards, so it's a must-have in my studio. And I'm making a page for my blog that's going to be kind of my favorites, and I'm going to add it to my list. So that's where I'm going to put the mini magnets and my scan and cut and a lot of those things that everybody's asking me about, because I have an Amazon Associates link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I get a little bit of what they call a referral fee, I guess, for referring you over there. And they change their links quite frequently. So I'm going to put them all on one page so they're easy for me to update. And if you needed the little mini Velcros or the mini magnets or my clear ruler or, some of the tools I use that are not available from Stampin' Up, they're all going to be on that page. So look for that coming soon. These are the pastel pearls. They are in the Stampin' Up catalog. And this is our finished card. So what do you think? It's not that hard, is it? I want to see you guys give it a try, and I want you to come back to Facebook and post a picture of your finished card. I want to see what they look like, because it is so fun to watch people do this with different designer series papers and different colors, and it can get really different. It's fun. This is what we're going to be doing next week. I saw somebody post in a group that they were asking about this little box. And I had seen that Dawn Griffith had done one of these a couple years ago. And what it is it holds 2 chocolate bars. And so a Hershey bar would fit perfectly inside, and then it folds up, and I have a magnet closure. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a magnet that holds this shut. And what a cute little gift, right? So this is going to be next week's project. So you want to make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and you've clicked the little button that says remind me. There's a reminder that you can set within YouTube, and it'll send you a text or send you an email, or it pops up and reminds you that I'm going live. Or you can set it in your phone, because again, every Monday at 2:30 we do a free little class just for you. So thank you for joining me. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever or you need some help, I'm here. That's what I do. So shoot me an email or, a message on Facebook and we'll talk. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next Monday when we make the little box. Thanks. Bye.